Hello, everybody. Today I'm going to present you one of the most important integrative senses, which is the hypothalamic-pituitary-adrenal axis, or most commonly known as HPA axis. To understand this sense, we first have to describe what is an integrative sense. This type of senses merge external and internal signals to create a more unified perception of the environment and of the body. This is really important because it helps the body to adapt to the external environment and also the internal needs and give us a more cohesive understanding of what is happening around us and inside us with the state of the body. Now that we know about these integrative senses, we can start describing the HPA axis. The HPA axis is a neuroendocrine system that regulates the body response to stress or the stress management. It integrates both interoceptive and exteroceptive sensors, allowing the body to respond appropriately to the internal states and also external stressors. This system has three key components, which is the hypothalamus, the pituitary gland, and the adrenal glands. The main function of this system is to release cortisol, which is the most important hormone in stress management that help us to activate the fight or flight response in case of a really stressful situation. As we talked before, we know that this system integrates both interoceptive and exteroceptive information. In this case, we gather interoceptive information through the vagus nerve and the spinal cords, and this information integrates inside the insular cortex. We also have exteroceptive information that give us information from our surroundings. These informations gather from the vision, the auditory system, and also the tactic pathways, and integrates all of it inside the thalamus. Now that we have all these interoceptive and exteroceptive information, we got new pathways for the sensory integration and for the HPA axis activation. First, we have the insular cortex that not only integrates internal information but also communicates with the HPA axis in case of an internal disruption. We also have the amygdala that react and identifies fear with the exteroceptive signals and sends a message to the HPA axis for its activation. But before the HPA axis is fully activated, the prefrontal cortex plays a really useful part in the whole process because it will evaluate the context and decide if the HPA axis needs to be activated or not. But how this system really works? The HPA axis, as we explained before, receive stress-related interoceptive or exteroceptive signals from the insular cortex, the amygdala, or the thalamus. If the hypothalamus receives this information, it will start releasing the corticotropin releasing hormone, mostly known as CRH. The CRH will travel to the pituitary gland, specifically the anterior pituitary gland, and then it will start releasing the ACTH, or the hormone mostly known as adrenocorticotropic hormone. This ACTH will travel through the bloodstream directly to the adrenal glands that is the ones that we see in this picture that are located on top of the kidneys. And while these detect the ACTH hormone, they will start releasing the cortisol, which is the primary stress hormone. When the when the adrenal glands releases the cortisols help essential functions like the fight or flight response to activate. We will help us to deal with this stressful situation, giving more energy to the muscles and to the brain. We will stop releasing this cortisol with a feedback loop that will indicate the hypothalamus and also the pituitary gland to stop releasing the CRH and the ACTH hormones to stop the releasing of the cortisol in case of the stressful situation is over. It's really important to understand that in case of a HPA dysregulation of chronic stress, we can generate a lot of diseases and disorders because we have really, really high levels of cortisol, such like anxiety, obesity, diabetes, hypertension, weaknesses, insomnia, etc. So we really have to be sure that we have to manage the stress to have low levels of cortisol and have a healthy HPA access system. Thank you so much for listening.